Hello and welcome to Bump Love. Now, being sensitive and kind to your kids can help build positive relationships with them. On the show this week, we want to discuss respect. Yes, not to you, the parent, but to your child. Yeah, I know that we normally think about respect when we are according it to adults or when we are according it to people who are older than us. But today we want to discuss respecting your children. Welcome to the show, ladies.
Thank you, thank you.
Now, like I said, we are conditioned to accord respect to people who are older than us.
Yeah.
Is respect to your kids something that you think about? What does it mean to you?
So for me, respect, honestly. So in this regard, to children, it would be more of, taking into account or consideration or due regard for their feelings or their wishes as individuals or their rights as children, generally speaking. So for me, I feel that the term respect is so heavy-handed to be given to children.
Really?
Yes, fairly, because in my view, respect is earned. It's not demanded. There must be a reason why. Let's start from the books of authority. When you speak in terms of how people understand, let's start with the Bible. The Bible, it's so clear in the Bible, in the 10 Commandments. Respect, honor thy father and mother, so that you may live long in the land that the Lord is giving you. That's the Bible. Christians can understand that. It's a book of authority. It's a foundation. There's a reason why that is. The Quran, intermarriage is great because I have a Muslim family, an Islam family. So I was speaking to my sister, Shatra, through her. She has a senior brother called Uthman. And they were guiding me on this. And they told me the Quran even goes an extra mile to put hierarchy. God first, then the mother, 3 times before the father. They told me there's a hadith that translates the Quran. Najem, I'm sure, knows more about that. That emphasizes the need to respect the person who suffers the most. So of course God, because he's the Alpha and Omega, above all things, Allah to them. Then when they say Allah, mother,
3 times.
father.
Interesting.
Now, both books, Bible and Quran, I hope we can have viewers from other religions who can share with us what your teachings say. But I can only attest to the ones that I know, that I'm confident in. So both books, when it comes to children, they say the same 3 things. Love, protect, with an emphasis on discipline. Discipline your child so that when they grow, they give you peace of mind. So when you tell me to respect, first of all, I think there's a bare minimum of respecting people generally, right? So I'll accord respect to anybody.
Because you're human.
Because I'm human. They are human beings. So you should accord a certain kind of respect to all human beings, bare minimum level. But after that, it's up to me. I will not accord respect to a thief, a child molester, a violent man, a murderer, the same way to a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. I'm not there. We are going to have a problem. So now, then you tell me to respect half a person.
Half a person.
First of all, you come into this world, you make me suffer, you make me vomit, you make me get nausea, you sag my boobs, you spoil my body, you don't parent in my house, you take half my earnings, then you ask me for respect. I'm sorry, boy, please. Not I feel like the word is too heavy for children. Let's say love. Yes, because what is love? Love is taking into consideration
respect. And
it's a part of respect. There should be an authority in the house. It's like leadership to guide the guidance to that word respect is disturbing me. Maybe by the end of this show I'll
have a better. And yet I actually do not have a problem with it. I don't know, maybe it's huge, like you said, it sounds so huge, but then not really. To me, not really. I feel like a child, especially when they reach a certain age, I even feel like especially when they reach Teja's age, there's respect that you need to accord them, especially in regards to maybe their privacy or respecting what their wishes are. Ma'am, can we have beef today?
Call you.
No,
call you. Okay, mad auntie, you cooked gin nuts. Okay, dear. Okay, Fatah. Okay, Fatah, let's go and we get beef.
Let's get beef.
Because I respect your wishes.
I feel like no. I feel like it's okay.
You gave the
For starters, I know, and I hate that she's going there.
No, but I get what you mean. I get what you mean.
You
Maybe
hear me?
Understanding why they want beef and maybe saying, okay,
No.
maybe we'll have it tomorrow.
I feel like when you start with those small things, of course that's just an example, but it's a whole range of according the respect in different aspects. Like I'm not barging in the bathroom when you're having your shower.
Yeah.
I'm not just barging in your room
because I am your mother.
Because
I'm
I'm your mother.
Yes.
And because I feel like when you build those boundaries of respecting them, they will respect you and they will understand what it means to respect. Because they feel like you're according it to them. There's no way they're going to disrespect you.
Because they know firsthand from you
because they know firsthand, because they feel like you've given it to them. Why not give it to you? Like when you have a directive, I need you to do this stage, he'll do it simply because he feels like you respect his boundaries as well. So I feel like when you start it from a certain level, not when they are younger, because when they are much younger, I'm not half people, but when they are 12, when they start their teenage age, I feel like that respect is needed because when they grow older, it will help them. They will appreciate it. They're like, Mom respects me. If she allowed to do that beef for me, why wouldn't I go and why wouldn't I go to the market and do this? Even if they don't want, because in their teenage age, they prefer to do certain things. Mom, I'm not going down with this. I have my tap. I'm chilling with my buddies. But when you accord them that respect, they are going to appreciate and they will accord you, because it's because we're having many children. I mean, many parents really suffering with old children, not respecting them, and they're like, Mom, you don't do the same for me. You get
kids learn from observation for sure.
So I feel like
I get that angle.
The angle.
But I feel like it also
disturbing.
grooms some kind of entitlement that but you also didn't do, because there'll be times when I'm not able. We're parenting. You make mistakes, you fault here and there. Then there may be times I fall short on my regard, and then also, but even you did know. But like that kind of you give, you get. So in a parent-child relation. Anyway, you guys, I'm struggling with
You're struggling with it. I can tell you.
I want to do better. Help me be better.
I feel like what you're talking about is now that the dance between how do I maintain the lines of authority while showing you respect so that you don't take my authority for granted. And therein lies the issue. And I think is where as parents we struggle. But I kind of agree with both your opinions that the idea that the respect title needs to be earned, and the reason why we are more conditioned to according it to people who are older than us is because they've been there.
They're survivors.
They can speak with authority. It is really tough. And yet, like you aptly put it, that respect in this case is putting into consideration their feelings, their thoughts, their opinions, their privacy. And I think that, like you said, at a certain age, really I have more authority and I can choose for you. I remember a particular incident with Micah. He was much younger. I think he must have been about 3 or 4, and I think he was just coming into his individuality. There's a particular t-shirt he wanted.
Those small issues. Those ones.
Banange.
He used to wear it all the time.
Yes, he wear it all the time.
Zara is
now
like
I wanted to go out. I think I want to take a walk with him. I'm like, I wanted to look a certain way. Bananga, he's insisting on the t-shirt. He wailed and cried. You know that crying where it's like you're doing me bad. Like I really want my t-shirt. People, I put my foot down. I even brought out Chiboko. He insisted until I gave him the t-shirt, and immediately he kept quiet.
And he put on his
little t-shirt. And he was happy. It's like, you have given me the thing that I really wanted. And I thought about that as I was thinking about this conversation on respect. And I feel like that in a small way, he's still young. I still feel like I can choose for him, but he really wants this t-shirt. So let me allow him. Of course, not allowing him to do things that are going to be a danger to him or that will bring embarrassment and all of that. So it's that cut dance between I want to allow you to choose. I want to say that I hear you and I see you, but I'm still your parent.
I think it's just about the balance. Like you balance that authority. Yes, I respect you here, but then I'm still your. You don't just.
So maybe I'm sure this all comes from our upbringing, right? So do you remember any time or moment when you felt respected or disrespected as well as a child by your parent, and how do you think that might have shaped your, you know, your treatment or your respect right now, like towards your children?
There's a time I wanted to go to a particular school. You know those senior one, you have your choice. My friends are going to this school, you know. And they had a particular school they wanted me to go to. I was feeling it. So it's not like, you know, when you say respect, and I hear her when she says respect is such a big word.
Such a big
feels
word.
like people are coming to you with all this honor. I respect you. But I just feel like just them accepting me to go to the school that I desired was respect. Yeah, they respected what
so
I
they
wanted.
let you?
They let me go, yes.
Oh, wow.
They did. They're like,
Mine was exactly the reverse.
It was a reverse. Actually, my mom is so about it, and I remember struggling with my baby brother because he's still in senior 4 and he's been like really disturbing us with change of schools. And mom would be like, let him go where he wants. Now I'm the one that bring my authority. No. This is what will. She's like, no. He will thrive there. You do not want him to go to a school where he's not going to feel comfortable. So let him go. So I feel like that respect. When he grows up, he'll be like, I felt this. You know, if I was allowed to do this, I need to do better.
For sure, for sure. And
so
let me
that's
just,
one example.
Let me just add that really parenting is a gamble sometimes.
I hear you.
Because we're doing all these
No
things,
manual.
hoping that they will respect us also, but
Doesn't always
always
happen.
work like that.
Yeah.
So I remember a time, and I want to give a disclaimer. When we were growing up, I grew up in a pastor's home.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah,
And
there
yet
were
you
a lot
didn't
of
turn out
things
like
that
how we know
happened.
pastors' children.
I didn't.
You don't know pastors' kids. You don't know them properly. They are the wildest.
They are the wildest,
Apparently.
apparently. Anyway, so my dad used to do this thing, and I love my dad, and I'm sure he meant well. It's just that, you know, as I grew older, I started to feel some type of way. Then I felt like it was unfair. But because he was dad and he was the authority, you just did as you were told. Yeah. So anyway, we'd go to church. Those days services used to last anywhere between 3 to 4 hours. So we'd come like at 9 and then leave like 1. Now if you are a pastor's child, you leave like at 2 there because you have to stay back and greet people and be a pastor, right?
Yeah.
Right. So we had a Peugeot, and my dad was he's a people person. So we'd come, of course, now there's 4 of us as children. That means even at the back, you are a bit squashed, but you go to church and you come back home. Of course, the seat at the front is reserved for my dad, for my mom. So my dad would be like, he would meet people, he's greeting them. He's like, but we've not seen you in a long time. Let's go home. Come home for lunch. Yes. Come home for lunch. So the other person is also there fidgeting like, oh, okay, but since the pastor has invited me for lunch, hey, let's go. Now he invites like 2 people. So now you can't sit 6 people behind it. So now he'd be like, so Grace and Rachel, maybe here is some money. You go to the taxi park.
Wow.
I beg your pardon?
Yes. So you take a taxi. Those days there were no borders. There was no. So you'd have to walk all the way to the taxi park. So obviously it is hot. You're hungry.
See you ranting.
Please note, we have already cooked lunch before we came to church, which means we are going to get home and start cooking again. Anyway, as I grew older, I was like, hey, but daddy,
You lied.
you know, I should give transport to the visitors to come home.
I've had those incidences with people whose relatives come to stay at home, and I've had parents. I've had 2 sides of that story where there are those parents where children were upset that they give their relatives their beds to sleep and
tell
make
them
and
to
then
sleep.
I've had also other parents who say, for me, you come to my house, you look for where to sleep. You don't bounce my kids.
You don't bounce.
So I've had like those
well.
both sides.
Yeah, so that was Kubla is laughing. But that was one of the instances that
actually,
in hindsight I was like, hey, but really,
What is this, right?
Anyway, sacrifice.
So I think I was raised for like the children. Really, you're just there as children, really. So if you say, was there a time when I was respected or disrespected? I never thought about it at all. If anything, it's just now that you speak on it that when we are talking about it, having this conversation, I'm trying to go back and remember. Now when you've talked about school, I remember I went to a school that I didn't want to go to. My parents forced me to put a first choice school, which was Buddha. I was forced to put King's College Budo as my first choice school. I didn't want to go there. No, I wanted to go to Gayaza. I didn't want to go to a mixed school. I didn't want to go to a boys' school. My brother was there. I knew what I wanted. Like my mom used to take me for, actually, let's be honest, I wanted to go to Namasagali. To dance.
I have good time.
My mom used to take me for those shows, the nice Namasagali shows, and I wanted to be a dancer. My mom was like, excuse me, I'm so sorry. You find your lane, But she also took me to those other Gayaza shows. They used to have shows on AIDS and what, you know. So I was like, the next best thing. Then I had talked to some, my coolest aunts around Gayaza girls. I was like, I am going to that school. My father came and told me, excuse me, madam, you will go to Budo. End of discussion.
End of discussion. All right.
One, I don't think you'll get the points. But again, let me also put a disclaimer. I love you, my father. And I forgive you, but we have to talk about it on the show. Yeah, it had me and I'm going to salvage the KB after, don't worry. So after that, he said you will not get the grades. And I know people in Budo. At least if you don't do as well, at least I'll say you put it first choice, they'll give you a place. And you know those days girls, they would take up to a higher, lower grade. Bananga, I got the marks of Gayaza after. That thing hurt me so much, hurt me. We went to Gayaza School to talk to Mrs. Kavuma. She said, but that's our brother's school. You just go now. It's an easy school, you go. If you feel like you don't like it, then we can discuss and you can come for second term. But you just go and take one term and see. I was like, what? Like, what is this? I went with one goal, to hate the school.
Wow.
I kept calling my father, I don't like it here.
You were actually at Budo?
Yes, I was in Budo for first term. For first term in S1. Because that's where I had been forced to put a first choice. Now, what happened afterwards? My father went to sit on the bench every day of my first term in S1. To get me a place because I was in his ear. I was so unhappy, so unhappy. But so I feel so in this context, there was two things because parenting will make mistakes. We will fail, right? You'll do wrong, and it's not as a child. I cannot come and yell at my dad and say, you see, I told you, I would get the grades. This is what's best for me. No. I also got Canada as a kid and I said, Dad, I really don't like it here. Can you assist me? So he realized and backtracked. He apologized and backtracked. So that for me, when I think in the context of respect, that was respect. That I made a mistake. Let me see what I can do. And you know, I might not even have he might not have got me the place, but he tried. He realized what he had done was wrong. And he went back every day at the bench. Mrs. Kapuma told me, your father is here all the time, every day. He had to work. He was a busy man to get me into the school because he acknowledged the mistake that he had made. And that's how I ended up in a class. So I was respected and disrespected at the same time. But I will focus on the respect, and I'm so glad. I feel that. I'm so thankful.
That's amazing. So what are you doing to demonstrate that you hear your kids, you see them? What are you doing?
Let me first tell you, because I'm struggling with this thing, and yet I know it's a good thing. I kind of lie, I pretend. So I've already done this school thing with my son. I'll ask him what he wants. So what I do, honestly, is I already have my mind made up. I know what's best for my child. I know it. I have my mind made up. I know what we are going to do. Then I'll come and ask. And say, by the way, you know what? Now for this school, I'll give a literal example. My son was going to, I needed to change his school for P7. I knew already you're going to boarding. We're not having a debate about that. So I told him, this is my word, but what I'm going to allow you to do is maybe suggest that schools that you might like. Suggest the schools. But for me, these are the schools that I think are good for you. So he says, oh, okay. So in that way, he feels there's some ownership of the discussion. He's being involved in the discussion.
That's a nice one.
But my mind was already made up. So it's my job to buy in. So he's left for me a list, which ranged from good life schools where they don't do any studying, they just enjoy themselves, There was my schools were not on the list at all.
Wow.
So I said, okay, now for me these are mine, these are yours. So what do we do? I said, let's go and visit the schools. We go and visit the schools. On my list, I put terrible, extremely terrible schools. Not terrible, but schools that are too extreme that I knew I would never take him to for his personality. But I put them on to show him that I'm considering. Yeah, so that when I don't choose them, he feels that at least Banbi, she had me. But I get the problem of having a child at Teja's age. He watches these shows. So he might watch. But I think there should be a R18 on this one, so he doesn't see it. So what I do, honestly, because I struggle with this respect thing, I include him in the conversations, but in a way that lures him in, because I've learned who he is. So I'll take him to extreme A, and I also went to his schools. We went together to the schools that he had put in. And then I said, Teja, now, you see, mine are extreme, yours are also extreme. Can we find a compromise? But the compromise was my original choice.
It's circled back.
It's circled back. And this is really because I'm struggling, and I understand that this involving children in discussions, respecting their wishes, their rights, is a good thing. It should be.
Yes.
But I don't understand it much. But I've seen some kind of effect on it. The boy, when we went to the school, that middle school, where he is now,
thriving.
he was so happy that he was just not going to the other schools that I was not taking. He
was
was so excited about it, and he's thrived. And I know, because I'm the parent, I know what's best for my child. Teja literally told me, Mom, I don't think I would have been doing as well and enjoying myself as much in those other schools, the ones that he had chosen.
Respect achieved.
Yeah, so I felt when I
both ways, hit one body,
I feel like and
stone.
Teja really is at that age where he sort of understands the concept of respect. Micah, on the other hand, is still young, and I still make a lot of choices for him. But I think one of the ways that I demonstrate respect to him is by having conversations with him. And hearing his opinion. So what do you want to do? What do you want to have for breakfast? Little things like that to say, I hear you. On Friday, I think he got a tag that he had been using at school that had his name on it, and he wanted to stick it on the wall with glue. So I said, first off, that's a bad idea. You are going to ruin the wall, because how are we going to take it off? But he really insisted, and I can tell in his face when he's really passionate about something. There are things which he asks for, he insists maybe 1, 2, 3 times, and then he abandons it. This one, he really insisted, to the point of he had a calamp in his throat. Like, please. So I said, okay, why don't we stick it on the door? Because at least on the door, if you're pulling it off, you're not going to necessarily spoil the wall. And we came to a compromise. So for me, I think it's things like that. He's only 6. So when I have a conversation with him and I ask him, so what do you want to do today? Would you prefer that we do this, or we do B? And if he says B, I have to ask twice, because sometimes Micah can be like, I want A, and then he changes his mind, like, are you sure
like,
you want
B now?
B now. Are you sure you want A? When he says A, then we go with A. So I think for me, that's really how, just hearing him, understanding what is his opinion, what are his feelings, how is he feeling, if he's feeling upset. There are times when we have, maybe he's done something wrong and I lash out, and I realize that I have damaged something, because he can just sort of see like a subdued person walking away. He's not throwing a tantrum, it's just like, hey, that was harsh. So, and I can feel it in my spirit. So I'll go and have a chat with him after, like, hey, I'm sorry about what I did. So being able to apologize even when I'm wrong.
Nice. Pretty much like what's happening at yours. But I have 4.
You have 4?
I have 4, so it's crazy.
We're here to learn.
Yeah, but Dean has grown, because he's 10 this year. Dean, and then Fatah follows. There's a respect I give him. He likes, because his the siblings keep disturbing his stuff. So I gave him a private room, and he was so excited about that. Nice. He likes locking up his things. He's pretty organized. Yeah, but what I'm doing for the rest is just communicating, talking to them. I was just reminded when you talked about Micah, instances like that. He wants to use super glue. You bring the double-sided tape. You're like, you see, this is better. So just bringing up such conversations. Let's do this. This is better. Okay, what would you want to have for breakfast?
Still making the choice for them, but like showing them. But showing them,
I hear you. I see you. I'm here for you. Yeah, just conversations really.
Oh well, so there you have it. Like Pumla said, respect really is a heavy-handed term to talk about in light of children, but there are little things that you can do to show your children that you hear them, that you see them, and that you respect them to some degree.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, respect is accorded to people, like we've said, who have been there, who have toiled, who are older than us, who have authority to speak on certain matters, in this case life. So thank you for watching. I hope this has been useful in some way. Let us know what you think about respect, if it's something that you think about regarding your children, and what you are doing to show your kids that you hear them and that you see them. And let us know in the comment section your thoughts on this particular episode. Until next time, with love from Bump Love.